Negotiation. Negotiation training. Although careful drafting is important, key ground is often won or lost in discussions before and during drafting. The same skills used by poker players and savvy car buyers also work well in business negotiations. Almost anyone can learn the basics of effective negotiation. A great way for anyone to improve their negotiating skills is to attend a reputable negotiation strategy seminar. These tend to focus on how to plan and prepare for negotiations by deciding what you want to achieve, knowing your priorities, and knowing your alternatives, particularly your BATNA, or best alternative to a negotiated agreement, how to assess the other party's position, their strengths, weaknesses, priorities and alternatives, how to test and validate your assumptions about the other party's position, how to frame the other party's perception of issues in order to find areas for compromise, and how to identify issues where both parties can trade off. If you negotiate on a team of 2 or more, try to make sure less experienced team members receive training also, since success or failure is often determined by a negotiating team's weakest link. Once your less skilled colleague reveals your lack of viable alternatives, the importance of specific issues, your real or imagined timing constraints, or other weaknesses in your position, it is very difficult to reset the talks. The other side naturally becomes more aggressive and inflexible. Good negotiation training can prevent rookie mistakes from ruining deals and careers. Demeanor and attitude. Just like in poker and car buying, your demeanor, character and attitude all impact contract negotiations. In every negotiation, you should be professional, courteous and reasonable. In most cases, you'll get more of what you want if the other party likes and respects you. It is often not helpful, however, to be overly chatty and trying to win the friendship of the other side. Whether they realize it or not, chatty negotiators come across as weak and often provide important clues to the other side. It is best to watch what you say without seeming aloof or arrogant. Body language. Continuing the poker analogy, negotiate in a consistently thoughtful, emotionally neutral, and confident manner to avoid tipping your hand on issues of importance or weaknesses in your position. Approach every negotiation with a positive attitude, but with the mindset that you can walk away if necessary. This almost always results in a better business deal than being emotionally predisposed to getting a deal at all cost. The more eager or desperate party almost always ends up conceding more and getting less than the party willing to think about the issues for a day or two. Whether we realize it or not, how we feel is often telegraphed to the other side through our expressions, words and body language. Fidgeting, hand clasping, leg bouncing, heel or toe tapping and face touching all signal nervousness that the other side can use to its advantage. To project confidence and trustworthiness, relax, smile, maintain eye contact, keep your feet planted on the ground, keep your hands relatively still, lean in a bit, maintain an open posture, and speak in a pleasant, non-confrontational manner. Get the other side talking. The most productive way to avoid chatting too much to your own detriment in a negotiation is to get the other side talking and listen attentively. As we know, people love to talk about themselves and what is important to them. The more you let someone talk in a negotiation, the more they will probably like you and trust you, and the more you will learn about negotiating with them. Prepare by researching the other side and thinking about your questions to them in advance. The following are examples of good, open-ended questions to get another party talking in a negotiation. What is important to your team in these discussions? What would be a good outcome for you? Are there specific reasons that you are interested in working with our company? Do you have any specific concerns we should know about? Are there issues or opportunities outside of what we've discussed that would be helpful for us to learn more about? Listen for clues about what the other side might be willing to trade off. Issues they might stick on. Carrots you can throw into the deal to get more of what you want. Be prepared for the possibility that the other side is less concerned about the details of the specific deal in front of you and more focused on getting additional or different business from you down the road, or even just referrals to others for similar business. Assume nothing. You will almost always learn more from listening carefully than from talking too much about your own concerns or views. Negotiating chips. It is usually helpful to raise at least one or two issues or concerns that are secretly of lower importance than others. These can be thought of as negotiating chips to be given up strategically if necessary, while holding firm on issues of greater importance. Do not risk your credibility by lying about how important these peripheral issues might be, but touch on them and keep them on the list until it is useful to trade them for other concessions. If, for example, timing of performance is less important to you than price, hold the line on price but eventually offer some timing flexibility if that is important to the other side. Do not negotiate against yourself. Negotiating against yourself involves offering concessions in exchange for nothing. It is the opposite of effective negotiation, and it can take on several forms and occur at different points in a negotiation. Perhaps most commonly it involves offering a price for your goods or services and then offering a lower price before a counteroffer has been received. Another common example involves over-anticipating the other party's concerns or positions and offering concessions before they are requested. Interestingly, those prone to this negotiating error often do so later in talks after winning key points by throwing in unnecessary and unrequested concessions, usually with some vague expectation of increased goodwill. Once terms have been agreed upon, the best approach is simply to say something like, "This all sounds good. We will incorporate the points we have agreed upon and circulate another draft of the agreement."